Hi friends, great to see you here checking out the brand new VirtualDJ 2026 update that is breaking the internet. VirtualDJ has done it again with this most exciting update since their live stem release in 2020. So buckle up because I'm breaking down the brand new Lyric Censor feature, what it does, how to use it, and its honest limitations. That said, it's fantastic and will hopefully now prevent DJs from killing the energy and their dance floors with those lame kids bop versions of popular songs, and will now let DJs finally adapt to any environment and vibe. Now, the 2026 update has a ton of other things that have been added, like an AI prompt folder, new professional FX engine including the most popular FX found on hardware mixers like Pioneer and Rain, karaoke with automatic lyrics to any song, and a powerful AI duplicates filter that now uses an audio fingerprint, and a lot more. But today, I'm just focusing on the Lyric Censor feature, so let's dive in. Now, some feedback I've seen pop up is, if clean edits are available, who actually needs this? And are we really concerned about clean music in 2025, now about to be 2026? And the answer is yes. We all play events where the crowd wants great music, but sometimes the environment still needs to be appropriate for the audience. Things like high-end corporate events, school dances, family and community events, retail and sporting events, mixed age crowds, or simply it's just what the client prefers. Clean music isn't optional, sometimes it's expected, and a well-rounded DJ should be able to provide edited music when it's needed. The real breakthrough here is that VirtualDJ can now analyze lyrics in real time and automatically detect bad words. That means censor on-screen lyrics and the audio. And yes, this works with popular streaming services like Tidal as long as the lyrics are available. And that alone is huge for open format and heavy request events. Before this update, your options were really limited to hope the clean edit from your record pool was actually clean, or manually censor things live and pray. I think we all have been bitten by a mislabeled tag before where it was labeled clean, but then you felt like dying in the middle of your event because, well, it wasn't. Let's face it, editors are humans and sometimes mistakes do happen. This is even the case with popular streaming services. Sometimes it's labeled clean and then you play it and you find out the hard way that it's not. Or better yet, you got that one girl at the corporate holiday party that keeps asking for Bad Bunny requests, but you don't understand the lyrics. And that will potentially make for a problem. HR will turn bright red and maybe fall out of their chair, right? So this is now opening up a whole new avenue for music where we don't speak the language. So basically, this lets DJs stop gambling with their music and build confidence. It's not saying that not having a great record pool and utilizing clean edits isn't needed anymore. It absolutely is. It's simply adding an extra layer of protection, and who wouldn't want that? Now, because VirtualDJ is using proprietary AI to analyze lyrics, they are now displayed front and center in our DJ software. This means lyric-assigned waveforms will now open up a whole new world to DJs, and that's what I'm most excited about. Your waveform now visually reflects the lyrics themselves, so you can literally see where the chorus hits, where the vocals drop out, where word plays might be able to happen, or that one risky word, where's it coming up? So that ultimately translates into smarter transitions, cleaner drops, better timing for echo outs, and again, enhancing our sets with creative word plays, and more confidence when you're mixing live in general. It's like your waveform just became a roadmap for expanded creativity, and that's pretty damn cool. So, how does this all work? First, you need to have stems enabled in VirtualDJ and a computer that can handle it. If it can't access stems information, it can't analyze the lyrics. When you drop in a track, it will begin immediately computing the stems and extracting the lyrics simultaneously, unless of course you have these turned off in your settings. The great part is, once VirtualDJ analyzes the song's lyrics one time, those lyrics are saved to a local and separate database on your computer. That means no re-downloading, no reanalyzing, and even if you're offline, the lyrics still display and still function. So if you've already played a track before, you can walk into a venue with no internet and still have lyric-based waveforms, and the auto censor feature will work, or you can simply connect to Wi-Fi for unlimited access. Now, if the lyrics seem a little bit off, it can happen. I'll show you that in just a little bit. You can right-click the track, open up the lyrics editor, and reanalyze the lyrics. Reanalyze just throws away the previous analysis and starts again from zero. It can get better, it can get worse, it could be the same. AI, unfortunately, has a bit of randomness to it. It's not building on a previous iteration, so it's just restarting over again from scratch, hoping this time you'll get a better result. So you may have to try a few times. It may be great the first time around, or you may have to make manual edits yourself. And again, I'll show you that in just a little bit. That said, this is not some mystery AI deciding what's bad. You control it. You provide the master censor list, the words you want flagged, and then you can fine-tune how aggressively they're going to detect these words using the additional settings. My list has over 200 words. I think it's upwards like of 268. It also includes some common Spanish words that may be problematic. This list is a working list, and as I get more experience with the technology and kind of figure out what works for the majority of my audiences and events, I'll get it pretty dialed in. The point is, different crowd, different expectations, use different settings. This next part is going to be pretty difficult for me to explain, but I'm going to do the best that I can. You'll see in the settings 3 different match types to choose from: exact, contains, and wildcard. These determine how aggressive the censor is and the parameters it uses to decide what to censor based on the list you provided. Now remember, every DJ needs to give it a list of bad words, and I said mine is already over 200 and does include some Spanish words. Exact. It only censors exactly as you typed it. Now this has the lowest chance of false positives, but it won't catch variations of a word unless you add them with all the different types of potential spelling. For example, the F word. You need to tell it to not only censor the F word, but also effed, effing, effer, and so on. But you won't have to worry about it censoring, let's say, the word home, because it has the word ho in the beginning of it. Contains, this is the most aggressive and usually the most effective for catching all the bad words that DJs typically care about. It will catch variations, but it can also catch words that you didn't intend. For example, censoring the P word. It will not only censor the P word, but also the word pussycat because of the first part of the word. Now, it doesn't consider context or anything, so as long as the P word is attached to anything else, it's going to get censored. Now, the wildcard is a little difficult to explain. I don't have the best understanding of this, but it's primarily useful in non-English languages where slang variations are common or there's a lot of overlap with legitimate words. Now the wildcard only matches the start of the word. So let's just say the F word again with now an asterisk, that little star. It's going to catch effing, effed, but it won't catch mother effer because the start of the word doesn't begin with the F word. Whereas the contains feature that we discussed before would catch both. Now in English, wildcard is more of a fringe use case, but it is very powerful when used correctly, but it can take a lot of time to tweak and get it right. So, in short, if you are a DJ who wants to be more conservative and err on the side of caution, I would say leave it on contains, but just understand there may be some false positives. Now, if you only care about blocking the major words, then I would come up with a great list of censored words like I did, and then use exact, especially if you have a little bit more flexibility or leeway at your events, where you don't have to catch everything, just the big ones. So there is no right or wrong here. You are going to have to play with this. I would suggest trying all three based on your client base, the type of work that you do, the type of music that you play, to see what results work the best for you. This also may be very fluid. You know, as new songs come out, you may need to make adjustments. There's a lot to this. I'm just trying to lay out what your major three options are, but either which way, they all work very well. Before we get to the demos, there are a few other things worth mentioning. First, lyrics currently can't be batched analyzed, so this will build over time as you use more and more of your music with this feature. Think of this as progressive prep, not one-click prep, and punctuation can affect detection, so word list design matters. So be sure to check that list twice. I also found a really weird glitch. I reported it to VirtualDJ. We'll see if there's anything they need to do on their end. But when you give the software your list of bad words, if you have it on contains and if you leave a comma at the end of your entire list in anticipation of potentially adding another word after it, it will end up censoring every single word in the song, like it's skipping. So if you load a song into a deck and hit play and all of a sudden it sounds crazy and every single word is getting censored, go back to your list and either take it off of contains or remove any erroneous punctuation at the end, particularly a comma, and it will go back to normal. But I definitely had that happen a few times and I was going crazy trying to figure out what it was, and that's what I discovered. So with that, let's take a look at this. Now for the part you've all been waiting for. Does the VirtualDJ Censor feature actually work, and how well? You do need to take responsibility for those events where, if clean music is essential, you are either playing clean edits from a reputable pool, or at the very minimum, you've at least listened to and sampled the music before you actually play it. This works tremendously well, but it is not 100% perfect. There's also times that we just have a really awesome edit that's just a one-off, kind of bootleg, and it just doesn't come in a clean version and you just can't find it anywhere else. So this is a great way to open up a little bit more flexibility in terms of what we can play, but please do not totally rely on this feature. Again, it's great, but it's not perfect. Now, I wanted to keep this as value-based as possible, so I'm taking a chance here. I am going to be altering the music significantly. I'm changing all the key signatures to a completely different key, and I'm also bumping up the BPM on this while still having it be useful to you so that I don't get a copyright strike or get the video pulled. But I think the only way to really see how well it works is if I play music you recognize, and you can see music that you would be playing at a real event. I pulled up Party Up by DMX, a little WAP by Cardi B, right? These are all pretty prolific artists. I will also do a little Busta Rhymes, who's our fast rapper here, and I think this is a pretty good sampling. So let's check this out.
If I got to bring it to you cowards, then it's gonna be quick. Yo, before, suck my dick and all the motherfuckers you run with. Get done with, done quick. You broke the dog with some bum time. You come around, it's like, what? I just gotta get my dick sucked. Couldn't have been an issue, or maybe they just saying that now cause they miss you. And try to diss you. That's why you laying on.
And now for a little Cardi B. And Busta Rhymes.
Every time I come in, gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow, and then I gotta any little thing, and then anything about it, boom, about bing. I gotta do a lot of things to make it clear to a couple that I always want, and then I gotta get it again and again and again. See the way we on it, and we all up in the room.
So as you can see, it worked tremendously well on these songs right here. This next track is a good example of when you may need to manually make adjustments to the censor feature. The upside is that once you fix it, the change is saved to the file's metadata, so you won't need to do it again for that version of that song. Just keep in mind that if you have multiple versions and remixes of the same track, you're going to need to make the changes on each one individually if you want them all to do the same thing. So while the auto censor feature is very accurate, it isn't perfect 100% of the time, and again, I think this is a great example of that. So if we look at the lyrics to We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus, particularly right up here, the lyric that says, "We like to party, dancing with," it should say Molly, but VirtualDJ has the lyric as Miley. Now I can understand why it made this mistake, and honestly, if this was a Kids Bop version, okay, it makes sense, but the correct lyric is Molly, and just to make sure that I'm not crazy here, I obviously went to good old Google, looked up the lyrics, and the line is right here, Dancing with Molly. Now, if anybody remembers Miley Cyrus from this particular era, this was her rebellious streak, and I think we can all agree that the word Molly is not referring to one of her best girlfriends named Molly. It is clearly a drug reference. And if that is not appropriate for your crowd, VirtualDJ won't automatically censor it for two reasons. The first is it doesn't have the lyric correct, so it's not going to know to censor it. And we also have to tell VirtualDJ that we don't want the word Molly played. So there are really two things I have to do to correct this. The first, I need to go into the lyric editor and change Miley to Molly. And then I have to add the word Molly to the bad word list in the settings. And I'm going to show you how to do both of those right now. In order to access the lyric editor, all you have to do is go to the track itself, right click, and come on down to lyrics editor right here, and then this window is going to pop up, and this is where I can make those manual edits. You'll see the waveform up here and the lyrics that correspond with that waveform, where they kind of fall within the song. And then in the rest of the window, you're going to see the entire song written out in text. It is a little overwhelming, so your eyes are going to have to adjust and kind of comb through this. But what I wanted to highlight here is that lyric is included twice in this song. You're going to see that I'm leaving it as the word Miley. However, if we come up here, you can see that I changed it from Miley to Molly. So once I hit save, in theory, when I hit Q.2, VirtualDJ should censor it, and when I hit Q.3, it shouldn't censor it. Now the last thing you're going to need to do is actually add that word to your global censoring list. So I've obviously listed the words that I don't want to be played when I need to be conservative with my music, and you'll see that I added the word Molly right here, and I obviously want to censor the audio and the video to this. So once I hit that, it's been saved with the track, so now when I come up and hit Q.2, in theory, it should be censored. And now when I hit Q.3, we should hear the original song. So if I want VirtualDJ to be uniform throughout the censoring, I'm going to have to go back into the lyrics editor and change the one down here from Miley to Molly, otherwise it's just going to remain the same. So it is going to be a little tedious to comb through these lyrics and make sure that everything is uniform, but like I said, once you do it once, it's embedded in the metadata and it's going to stay that way the entire time. The last thing that I wanted to show you guys is how to toggle this on and off, because this is a feature you might not always want to use. Now, there's a few ways to activate this, but I think having a button to give you immediate access to this is very beneficial to the DJ. Now, we can access this again just by right-clicking a track, going to the lyrics editor. We can go to censoring down here, and we can activate it or deactivate it there. Or you can also go to settings, type in lyric, and then it's going to bring you to those settings. And here we can individually toggle on censoring for the video. or the audio, or we can say no to the video and yes to the audio, or no to the audio and yes to the video, or any combination of their two. Now, if you're doing an event and you know you need clean music for the entire duration of the event, there's no problem coming in here, checking yes, leaving it on. Now, there's other times where we're doing an event where we don't need it at all, and you can just come in, check no, leave it for the entire night, and it's totally fine. Where I run into situations is sometimes clients or couples more so will say, hey, the first half of our wedding, we need it clean, grandma and grandpa are here, we're going to have some kids here, but at 10:30 we want to turn up, which means they don't want the edited music and they just want to go full tilt, and that's fine. So rather than having to come over here, right click, or go into the settings, just having this button to instantly toggle that ability, to me is tremendous and very convenient. So you can call this your turn up button. I have mine labeled as on and off. Now, there are multiple ways to censor music. We can simply stem out part of the vocals. I've also made a button that does a reverse smudge of the music. But I think this on-off switch is way more convenient. Now, once it's activated, you can see it turn, red on the right, blue on the left, but once this is on, you can physically see that it's on, so you won't accidentally have this on or accidentally have it off. I think that's a pretty good visible cue. And to get this set up, let me show you how that is done. So if we come to the button editor, you can customize any of these buttons to basically do whatever you want. That's one of the reasons why I love VirtualDJ so much. So I decided to make one of these a toggle switch for the automatic censor feature. You can see in the action section what I have here. I'm not going to bother reading all this to you. I will kind of leave it up for a minute so you can take a screenshot and then manually enter this into your own software. Once again, I've called mine on off, but you can call this like turn up button, whatever floats your fancy. It's right here for my instant access, and I think it's just awesome. So there's a quick little tip how to make this toggle on and off for those who are looking for the ability to do that. If you already use VirtualDJ 2026, these updates should streamline your workflow and open up a ton of new creativity. I hope you're as excited as I am. And if you haven't tried this software yet, hopefully this might be a good time to give it another look. Big shout out to the VirtualDJ team for consistently introducing new useful innovations that push DJ tools forward and make us be our best. So please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me. And take care, stay inspired, and I'll see you on the next one, DJs.